Hi guys, welcome to Books and Key. I am Key, and today let's talk about the very confusing ending of Girl in White Cotton. So guys, I loved Girl in White Cotton by Avni Doshi. For me, overall, it was just a really good and really engaging read. And then I realized that people don't feel the same way. They don't see it the same way. I tried to say feel and see at the same time. Anyway, people don't like this book and people are really confused by the ending. And so I decided that in today's video, I'm going to share my interpretation of the ending and let's see if it resonates with you guys or not. But of course, the end comes at the end. And so first, let's talk plot, then characters, and then ending. So this is the story of a mother and daughter, Tara and Antara. Antara is now grown up and her mother is old and she's starting to lose her memories. And as her mother's memory slowly declines, Antara finds her own memories and her memories of the choices that her mother made becoming stronger and stronger by the day. So she thinks about her mother's choice to leave her husband's house with her as a baby. She remembers living at a very odd ashram with her mother. She remembers going back to her maternal grandmother's house with her mother. She remembers being sent to a convent school. She remembers things like being reduced to begging on the streets with her mother. And so the book deals with how each choice that the mother made, Tara, affected Antara's life. There is this very realistic relationship between them. Antara both loves and hates her mother. She resents her, but she also wants to take care of her. So it is definitely a very, very toxic and weird relationship. And that is what comprises the plot of this book. Literally, the relationship between the mother and the daughter. The side characters, Antara's husband, Antara's mother in law, her maternal grandmother, who was Tara's mother, all of them, the absentee father, they are just there as accessories to the story. They add or subtract nothing from the main narrative of mother and daughter. Now let's talk about our main characters. Antara and her mother are both really, really hateful, unlikable characters. There is no point at this story when you are expected to have any sympathy or empathy for them. So, if you go into this story rooting for one of them, then you will come away disappointed because nothing good happens to either of them in this story. Nothing. Antara has a lot of pent up hatred towards her mother that keeps boiling up to the surface to the point that sometimes she is wishing her mother dead. And as the book draws towards its end, she becomes more and more manic. Her mother Tara seems to have been, as far as you can tell from Antara's narrative, a terrible mother. She was ignorant and insensitive and cruel when Antara was a child and a teenager, and even as an adult, she's quite critical of Antara, for example, her work. She's someone who draws and sketches, and she does that Indian mother thing very well, where she makes her daughter feel guilty for all sorts of random things. If you are Desi, not just Indian but South Asian of any kind, and you have been made to feel this sort of guilt by your mother, raise your hand. Mine is right up there with you. Now, the ending. This is the part where everyone is super confused and they're like, what just happened? What did I just read? What's going on? Now, some people might expect that as the mother's memory grows weaker and weaker, Antara will feel sorry for her and they will have some kind of reconciliation. Not happening. Some people might expect that Tara, the mother, dies. Not happening. What happens is that in a very strange twist of events, Antara ends up becoming pregnant and giving birth to a girl child. She wants to give her daughter a different upbringing and a different life from the kind that she had, but she's not quite sure how to do that. Now, even this could have led to a positive change in Antara. She could have changed herself, she could have changed things, and she could really have forgotten her grudges against her mother and moved forward in life with her daughter. But does that happen? No, it does not. Antara hates her postpartum life. She's ashamed of her body. She's fed up of what she's being fed. She's alternating between feelings of intense love for her baby and intense hatred, to the point where she dreams of killing the baby or even abandoning it, throwing it out of the window, all sorts of really crazy things. The narrative of the story, the book, stops at seemingly a very happy scene, even if it is rather abruptly. So everyone is there. Antara is there, Antara's husband is there, his mother is there, the absentee father is there, his new wife, his kid, Antara herself, her maternal grandmother. Everyone is there and they're happy and they're singing a lullaby to, the baby. Only Antara is feeling left out. She's feeling like an outsider. She's feeling like she's removed from the situation. That somehow she's an imposter in her own life. She's left feeling powerless. And that is the point at which we realize, or at least I realized, that things had come full circle in this story. Antara becomes her mother at the end of this book, guys. Think about it if you've read the book. She becomes a woman stuck in a marriage that she doesn't understand. She has a mother in law who kind of suffocates her and wants her to do things a certain way, which is something that her mother had to face. And she's stuck with a baby that she has no idea what to do with. And most importantly, she wants to just leave it all behind and escape, thinking of all the experiences she could have had or should have had in life instead of having this baby right now. Also, that imagery of white cotton, or the metaphor of the white cotton, comes through very clearly right at the end. So throughout the story, Antara talks a lot about the white cotton saris that her mother would wear. And towards the end of the story, she starts having these vivid dreams from which she wakes up and says that the mornings are as dry as cotton balls. And then there is her daughter, who right from birth is swaddled in white cotton. So, in this way, all three of the female protagonists, right down to the little baby Anika, which she is named, are the girl in white cotton at some point in their life. And so the narrative just comes full circle, the cycle goes on, and if there were ever a sequel, I would be very interested to know what happens to Antara and what happens to her daughter. So, in brief, that is my take on the story and especially the ending of Girl in White Cotton by Avni Doshi. As I said, I loved this book. I flew through it despite the prose that people find is difficult or overly descriptive. I thought it fit right in with the style of the story. And despite the so called confusing ending, which I found pretty damn perfect. Still, I understand that this is not going to be a book for everyone. Also, wait, guys, did you notice? I am the girl in white cotton. I wore a white cotton dress just for this video. Dedication! Okay, that's it, guys. If you've read Girl in White Cotton or Burnt Sugar, as it is called abroad, and you have some ideas about the ending, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to have a detailed discussion with anyone who has read the book, whether you like the ending, don't like the ending, don't understand the ending, don't agree with my interpretation of the ending. Leave it all down in the comment section below. I will see you guys as usual in my next video. Bye.